The truly remarkable often comes into being without a trumpet call or a parade. Consider the mountain as it rises, formed over millennia by forces unseen. No fanfare announces its height, no applause greets its peaks. Yet there it stands, unyielding and timeless, a testament to the power of quiet persistence. Greatness does not seek the limelight. It does not clamor for recognition or approval as it takes shape. Instead, it grows steadily, nurtured by unseen hands and fueled by an inner conviction. Those who achieve the extraordinary are not driven by the need for an audience, but by the quiet determination to fulfill their purpose. The world may not notice your efforts now, but that does not diminish their value. Each step forward, every small victory, is a part of the grand tapestry of your journey. Even the stars, which light the heavens so brilliantly, are born in the silent depths of the cosmos, hidden from view until their time to shine. So work, not for the applause of the moment, but for the enduring truth of what you are building. Let your efforts take root in the soil of humility and grow into something that needs no proclamation. For when your work is finished, it will not require words to declare its worth. Its impact will echo in the lives it touches and the legacy it leaves behind, proving that greatness, born in silence, speaks with the loudest voice. Beneath every towering structure lies a foundation, unseen and often unacknowledged, yet absolutely essential. The strength of a cathedral does not lie in its spires or stained glass, but in the stones buried deep beneath, holding it steadfast against time and storm. So it is with the work of our hands and the dreams of our hearts. What the world cannot see is often what matters most. The late nights spent refining, the quiet mornings of resolve, the moments of doubt conquered in solitude, these are the hidden stones that bear the weight of greatness. They are not glamorous, and they rarely draw attention, but they are indispensable. The mistake many make is to believe that what is unseen is unimportant. They rush to display what is incomplete, hoping for applause before the foundation is strong. But just as a house built on sand cannot stand, so too will efforts that lack depth falter. True strength comes not from what is shown, but from what is built in quiet perseverance. Every act of silent effort, every choice to persist when no one is watching, is a stone laid in your foundation. You may feel the weight of the work now, but one day it will hold up something magnificent. And when that day comes, the world will marvel, not realizing that the unseen foundation was the source of it all. Work steadily, quietly, and with purpose, for the greatest things are built from the ground up, far from the eyes of the crowd. There is a peculiar impatience within us, a desire to plant the seed and witness the fruit all in a single breath. But the truth of life, and of any endeavor worth pursuing, is that growth demands time. The seed does not rush to sprout, nor does the tree hasten its bloom, for they understand a wisdom that we often forget. The beauty of the harvest is born in the quiet patience of unseen growth. Seeking recognition too soon is like plucking fruit before it ripens. It may offer a momentary satisfaction, but it lacks the depth and sweetness that only time and effort can bring. When we allow ourselves to be distracted by the clamor for approval, we risk stunting the very thing we seek to build. Instead, let your focus rest on the work itself. Trust that the seeds you plant today, though buried in the soil and hidden from view, are preparing to emerge. Trust that the roots, though unseen, are spreading deep to anchor something enduring. And trust that when the time is right, the world will see the result and marvel, not because it appeared suddenly, but because it was cultivated with care. Do not be tempted by the fleeting praise of unfinished work. Resist the urge to pull back the curtain before the stage is set. The reward of your labor is not in the momentary applause of others, but in the quiet assurance that you have given your best. Let your work mature in silence, And when it finally steps into the light, it will speak of your patience, dedication, and the wisdom of waiting for the harvest. There is a sacred solitude that comes with hard work done in silence. It is not the loneliness of isolation, but the profound stillness where one's true self is revealed. When the noise of the world fades and the crowd falls away, you are left with only your resolve, your doubts, and your dreams. And it is in that quiet space where the real battle is fought and won. In silence, there is no one to impress, no eyes watching, no voices cheering or criticizing. There is only the work before you and the choice to either press on or give in. It is in these unseen moments that your character is forged. Your resilience grows not in the glare of public attention, but in the dim hours when the only witness to your effort is yourself. This solitude, though challenging, is a gift. It allows you to face the resistance within and overcome it without distraction. Every doubt confronted, every fear silenced, every step taken despite weariness becomes a victory that no one can take away from you. And as you persist, you begin to understand that the strength you build in these moments of silence is greater than any applause the world can offer. The quietness is not empty, it is rich with purpose. It is where you learn who you are, where your dreams take shape, and where your work begins to transform from a mere effort into something extraordinary. Embrace this solitude, for it is in this sacred stillness that greatness begins to unfold. History is filled with the stories of those who labored in obscurity, their efforts unnoticed, their struggles unseen, until one day their work spoke for itself. The sculptor does not invite an audience to witness every strike of the chisel, yet each careful motion shapes the stone into something magnificent. Likewise, the composer does not perform every draft of a melody for the world to hear. Instead, they toil in the silence of their own mind until the music is ready to soar. The world often sees only the finished masterpiece, marveling at its brilliance, while overlooking the long, quiet hours that gave it life. These hours are the true testament to greatness, not the applause that follows, but the dedication that precedes it. Those who achieve remarkable things understand that the journey matters more than the recognition. The noise of approval can be seductive, but it is fleeting. Applause fades, yet the work remains. Let your focus be not on how quickly the world notices, but on how deeply your work can impact once it is ready. The great minds and creators of history understood this. They embraced the silence, not as a void, but as a space to refine, to perfect, and to grow. Do not be discouraged by the lack of attention or applause while you labor. Instead, take heart in the knowledge that you are walking the same path as countless others who changed the world. Work quietly, with purpose, knowing that the value of what you are building is not diminished by its current invisibility. When your work is ready, it will need no introduction, for its excellence will announce itself. Silence is often misunderstood. Some see it as emptiness, a void where nothing happens. But silence, when embraced, is not the absence of activity, it is the presence of focus. It is the calm where clarity takes root, the stillness in which vision sharpens and purpose finds its voice. It is in silence that the mind ceases to be pulled in 100 directions and instead becomes a steady compass, pointing unerringly toward the goal. The world may clamor around you, filled with distractions that promise ease and shortcuts, but these are the enemies of true progress. Noise scatters your energy, silence gathers it. In silence, there is no competition for attention, no need to compare yourself to others. There is only the work before you and the quiet power of your own resolve. To work in silence is to free yourself from the burden of external judgment. It allows you to focus not on how others perceive your effort, but on the quality of that effort itself. It is in this space that your best work is born, not rushed or compromised by the pressure of an audience, but patiently nurtured into something extraordinary. Let the silence be your ally. Within it, you will find the discipline to refine your craft, the strength to overcome obstacles, and the wisdom to grow. It is in this focused stillness that you can do your most meaningful work, undisturbed by the world's noise and driven solely by the deep calling within. There is a quiet power in the work that speaks for itself, a power far greater than the noise of self-promotion. When you labor in silence, you do not need to announce your intentions, nor seek validation for your every move. The value of your work will reveal itself in time, not through loud declarations or boasts, but through its inherent quality. Like a seed that grows unseen beneath the earth, the true worth of your effort will emerge when it is ready, strong, steady, and undeniable. The world may not notice the long hours you've put in, the sacrifices you've made, or the struggles you've faced. It may overlook the small, quiet steps that lead to greatness. But when your work is finally complete and ready to be shared, it will speak with a voice that needs no introduction. Its excellence will shine through, and the world will take notice not because you sought attention, but because your work commands it. This is the beauty of quiet dedication. It does not depend on the approval or recognition of others. It is sustained by the inner conviction that what you are doing matters. And when your work is finally revealed, it will stand on its own, a testament to the strength of your silent labor. Let your efforts be seen not in the noise of the moment, but in the lasting impact of what you create. When your work speaks for you, it will say everything that needs to be said. In a world that often prizes immediate gratification and quick recognition, it is easy to become seduced by the loudest voices, the most visible successes, and the fastest paths to fame. But true greatness is not found in the fleeting applause of the moment. It is found in the quiet, steady work that endures. The world may prioritize speed, but the value of lasting achievement is never measured by how quickly it arrives. It is measured by how deeply it has been crafted, how patiently it has been nurtured. When we allow ourselves to be distracted by the noise of the world, we risk forgetting that the greatest works are not born from haste. A sculpture takes time to emerge from stone. A symphony requires years of composition before the first note is heard. Each of these masterpieces was built not on the quick, noisy rush to completion, but on hours of painstaking effort, often unseen, often uncelebrated, but always progressing steadily toward a final, magnificent form. The world will always have its distractions, and the allure of quick success will continue to call. But if we listen to the quieter, steadier voice within, we will find that the journey itself is the true reward. In silence, we are able to cultivate a deeper, more meaningful form of achievement, one that does not rely on external validation or fleeting moments of applause, but on the lasting impact of something well crafted, deeply considered, and quietly perfected. True success is not won by the loudest or the fastest, but by those who work with patient diligence, who do not seek to race ahead of others, but to create something that endures, something that speaks for itself when the time is right. Work quietly, work steadily, and your efforts will outlast the noise of the moment, leaving a legacy that is lasting, profound, and deeply meaningful. There is a profound connection between your quiet labor and the countless others throughout history who have walked this same path. Every truly great achievement, whether in art, science, or any other field, began with an individual who chose to work silently, to build something of value without waiting for the applause or recognition of others. And though they may have been invisible in their time, their work endures, quietly shaping the world for generations to come. It is easy to feel isolated in our efforts, especially when the fruits of our labor are not immediately visible to those around us. But remember, you are not alone in this. You are part of a long and noble tradition of creators, thinkers, and dreamers who have worked quietly, often in solitude, to bring something new into the world. Their names may be unknown to most, but their contributions have had a lasting impact, influencing the course of history in ways we may never fully understand. In your silence, you are connected to something much greater than yourself. Your work is part of a vast, ongoing conversation, one that stretches back to the beginning of time and will continue long after you are gone. Like those who came before you, you are shaping the future, not through loud declarations or public recognition, but through the quiet, steady commitment to your craft. This is the power of working in silence. It links you to the legacy of those who dared to create without seeking fame. Your work may never be celebrated in your lifetime, but it will ripple through the lives of others, leaving its mark in ways you cannot yet imagine. Embrace the silence of your labor, for in it you are carrying forward a tradition of quiet greatness, and your efforts will one day stand as a testament to the power of working unseen, yet deeply impacting the world. There is a unique kind of power in working quietly, away from the eyes of the world. It is the power of creation that builds, step by step, in secret. While others may seek recognition or crave the spotlight, those who work in silence understand a profound truth: their labor will eventually speak louder than words. For what is truly remarkable is not always immediately visible, and often it is only with time that the full scope of one's efforts can be appreciated. The silence in which you work is not empty, it is filled with purpose. It is in this quiet, in the moments when no one is watching, that the foundation for something enduring is laid. Like a seed buried in the earth, the efforts you make today, though unseen, are already taking root, growing stronger, and preparing to emerge into the light. One day the world will look upon what you have created and realize the depth of the dedication that went into it, even if they never saw the years of struggle and sacrifice behind the scenes. This is the beauty of working in silence. The work itself becomes its own voice. When the time is right, when the work is ready to be shared, it will speak for you in a way no words or gestures could ever achieve. Its truth will be undeniable, and its impact will resonate, echoing far beyond what you could ever have imagined. The silence is not a barrier, it is the space in which your efforts grow into something that lasts. It is where your dreams are nurtured, where your challenges are overcome, and where your passion is refined. And when your work steps into the light, it will do so with a power that needs no external validation. The quality of what you have built will stand as its own testimony, and it will endure long after the noise of the world has faded away. In the end, it is not the noise of the world that shapes our lives, but the quiet persistence of our efforts. The world may look for the loudest voices, the quickest successes, and the most visible triumphs, but true greatness is built in silence. It is crafted in the hours when no one is watching, when the work is difficult and unseen, but when it is done with patience and conviction, it becomes something timeless. Do not be disheartened by the lack of applause, for the world does not yet understand what you are building. The quiet of your labor is not an absence, it is the space in which your dreams take root and grow. You may not see the results immediately, but each step forward, each quiet victory, brings you closer to something extraordinary. Remember that the greatest works in history were not born from the clamor for recognition, but from the quiet dedication of those who believed in their vision, who labored in obscurity, trusting that the value of their work would one day be revealed. In your silence, you are part of a great tradition, working towards something that will endure, something that will speak for itself when the time is right. So continue your work, unbothered by the noise of the world. Build in silence, knowing that your efforts are not in vain. Your work will one day rise, and when it does, it will stand as a testament to the power of quiet perseverance. The world will see, and it will be amazed not by the noise that preceded it, but by the enduring legacy of what you created in silence.